We bought an Opendoor house for over $100,000 less than they spent just months earlier. Here's how that happened and how I hope to turn that property into a profit. Last fall, as the market was getting softer, I found a house on the market located in a really convenient and central part of town. Seriously, this place is about 5 to 10 minutes from Arizona State University, Sky Harbor Airport, Old Town Scottsdale, Tempe Marketplace, and even more. The house itself is about 2,100 square feet with 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The kitchen is in good shape, but a lot of the rest of the house is out of date and it's choppy, so it could use a lot of upgrades. That's very normal given that the house was built more than 60 years ago, and that kind of big, intense remodel is right up our alley. In fact, we also spent 6 figures on the last remodel like this one that we did, so we're definitely comfortable with this level of effort. I'll go back to the remodel in a minute, but first let's talk about how I got the house for so much less than Opendoor did. This property had been bought by Opendoor for just under $600,000 at the beginning of July, and they relisted it just a few weeks later at $596,000. At that price, it didn't go much of anywhere, while a lot of the rest of the local market softened around it. So over the next few months, they kept trying to sell it. They dropped the price 3 times, all the way down to $530,000 in September. I knew the market was a bit softer and it didn't seem to be selling through, so I decided to go for it, see what I could get, and I offered them $485,000. They countered right between the two at $507,000, but I figured they didn't have a lot of options, so I decided to try to push the price back down below $500K, and they accepted. Ultimately, that meant I spent about $100,000 less than they did, not even 6 months later. By the way, that's an example of why you might want to work with a local expert rather than relying on a big company when it comes to your own home. Now that we have the property in hand, our plan is to perform a 6-figure renovation before it gets resold in great condition. We're really going to dive in on this one to produce a nice product, so the list of items to renovate is pretty long. One major improvement that we're making is to open up the wall that exists between the living room and the kitchen to allow light to carry through from the big front window that the house has all the way back into the kitchen. Under the covers, we're also going to spend money to bring the plumbing and electrical systems up to date to hopefully keep the house in great shape for a lot of years to come. As far as visible items inside, the house is going to get entirely new bathrooms complete with tiled showers. It's going to get new flooring all the way throughout. There's going to be new drywall texture, fresh interior paint, and there's also going to be several new appliances and new fixtures and finishings throughout the house. On the outside, the updates are going to include some new exterior stucco and paint, some new windows, and all new landscaping in both the front and backyards. Like I said, the goal here is to do a really good, quality, and thorough job, and we're willing to spend the time and money to make that happen. With all of those updates, and given that the property is in such a convenient location, I'd like to believe that the house could fetch $350 to $375 per square foot when all of the renovations are done. If so, that would suggest a final price between $750,000 and $800,000. That said, the exact price might ultimately depend on what our real estate market does locally in the meantime. Things seem to have stabilized a bit, and I wouldn't be surprised if by the time we're ready to list, sale prices are at or above where they currently are. In such a convenient location, the house could make a fit for any number of homeowners, but I also think in that particular spot that a short-term rental could be a great fit for the property. Because of the potential for a short-term rental, I went ahead and ran the property through AirDNA's Rentalizer tool, which spat out that it could potentially make $70,000 or more per year in rents. There's so much to do on this project, and I'm looking forward to sharing details about the process. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to see how the renovation's going, hear about what things are costing, and of course, see project results. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.